You might be singing high notes if you don't watch yourself.
I'm trying to think how to describe it. There is a
Nub. There is a nub.
A nub in between right where your
junk.
Yeah. Would
Good
go.
call, yeah.
And if you sit down too fast
or not paying attention to how you're sitting down,
you may never have children again.
You know, like that machine where they turn the crank and it squeezes the peanut?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Eckstein, voice of Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars, and you are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast, and may the Force be with you.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast. They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it.
We are artistic buffs and not artistic cream puffs. This is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. We present stories from our Walt Disney World Epic Universe podcast trip back in June 2025. In this episode, we present part 2 of our Epic Day at Universal Epic Universe. And look, this isn't your typical polish, practice, pixie dust, and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in Epcot every day letting you know that a new sign has been installed for the Coral Reef restaurant over at the Seas Pavilion.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Universal, and lose to Bowser.
Oh, no.
And yes, you listeners have the easy part. All you guys and girls have to do is to listen up to what we think up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
And look, if you're thinking about visiting the Universal Orlando Resort, Rachel can help you book that or even a Disney vacation. Booking with Rachel is one of the easiest ways to support this show. Also, you can leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and wherever you access our show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. Also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters for all that they do for us. And before we get into it, I want to give a quick shout out to Kevin of Free the 3 Kevin, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Should we say Free the 1 Kevin now?
Oh, yeah.
Because of the new Lightning Lane system and how you do it. You just got a free one and you get another one. But he, and Rachel can confirm this, he just booked a Universal vacation through you. Did he not?
Yes, he did.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
So when this show comes out, I think he'll be there around that time.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly his dates, but no, it's later in July. But yeah, he did a full vacation, I think. Universal Epic Universe, all the parks. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good for him, man.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So definitely excited. It's very easy to book through Rachel. So definitely do that. And so, yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to him because I know he's going to enjoy it. And I can't wait to chat with him about it to see how his experience went. All right, y'all, let's look. Enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go discuss our Epic Day at Epic Universe. Welcome to the Hub, the big topic segment of our show. And as I mentioned in the intro, we present tales from our latest podcast jaunt back at the beginning of June 2025. And for this episode, we discuss our Epic Day at Universal Epic Universe. This is part 2. So make sure you go check out the show before this to hear our first half of the day in Epic Universe Part 1. And look, even though we were there for a very short amount of time, we definitely experienced a lot. And our Universal Day was definitely not an exception. That's why we're splitting into multiple shows. And look, the best part of our trip was that every story we have includes some individual or individuals that engage with us. And because of that, every story has a person that we will shout out during the course of our discussion. And just to give you some context, we visited Universal Epic Universe on the Saturday of our trip, which was also the Saturday of the last day Muppet Vision 3D was in operation. So that's to give you a timeline. This is the beginning of June. And so make sure you catch the show before this because on that, we talk about Monsters Unchained, our lunch at the Blue Dragon restaurant, our experience with Battle at the Ministry, all that kind of stuff. So you definitely want to hear that stuff, or even our first encounter with the Invisible Man. So definitely check this out. Speaking of encounters, just to pick it up where we were from the last show, we had just left Monsters Unchained. We were walking by the Burning Blade. We did a quick walking towards to see if there's any hunters around, but we weren't ready for a drink yet. I think we were just continuing on with our day, but we kind of did a quick breeze through.
Well, there also wasn't a table to sit at.
Right. There wasn't that either. We walked by the werewolf roller coaster and we're just like, I don't feel like doing that right now. Don't feel like spinning. But we saw it, appreciate it for what it was, and just walked right on by. And when we did walk right on by, what we happened to notice was Igor was just happened to be there. You know? He was already talking to some little kids, and then we just happened to stop. It's like, oh, look, it's Igor. And so we stopped to kind of look and see his interaction. And then all of a sudden he comes straight to us.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to come straight to us, but there he was. Right. He left his bag where the kids were, and then he just came right to us and looked at us. And that's when he dubbed us a gaggle of bros.
A gaggle of bros.
You don't see them often in the wild, is what he said.
Yes.
But here they are.
He was talking like he was some wild animal kind of like Steve Irwin kind of thing. Like, and here you see this. This is what we call a gaggle of bros. Look, they always hang out in threes, and like
It's the first time you see it in the wild. And before this, there wasn't much of a crowd. So, but when he started that with us, then people started to gather around because like, oh, here's Igor, and so now he's starting to get like an audience.
Yes.
So then he really started hamming up, which is amazing. So Rachel, when we texted you, we're naming us Gaggle of Bros and Rachel. That's what that's when it happened. Yeah.
He didn't like Eli's legs. I remember that. Like he complimented my legs and your legs, but Eli like. Your legs not so good, but you got the implants.
Yeah, he was talking about arms.
By the arms,
yeah,
right?
He was like, "That real or those implants?" And I just had for like half and half. How about that?
Well, then he proceeded to make a height joke. he looked at me, and then he went to Danny. He put his arm out like he's tall, and then Eli, and then he came to me. He's like, "What happened?" I'm like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I was like, I think they ran out of material. It's like, oh, so they just put together whatever and just made you, right? It's like, yeah, that's exactly, it's exactly what happened. I was trying to make a twins joke, but I didn't know if you would get twins because it was such an old movie.
You were the crap that was left over.
That's right. That was the crap that was left over. But yeah, he made that kind of a joke, and it was great.
Yes.
And then, he spent a lot of time with us for a little bit. And then I don't know what happened, but I know we stuck around and watched the rest of his interactions.
We took the photo.
But he was making fun of some lady that was all in black, some goth-looking girl or whatever.
He's good. No, he was good. I mean, he was funny. He was interactive. And I mean,
he was great.
You can take that notch to go up and deal with from younger kids to like, older adults. I mean, yeah, he's very
Because I remember he told that kid, watch my back, but don't touch it.
Yeah.
And so the kid was just standing there, and he came over to us.
Didn't he ask about somebody having a prosthetic leg or something crazy like that?
I think he did. I don't remember what it was.
Maybe that was the lady.
It could have been the dad of the kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that might have been it, because I know the dad eventually came up to the kid. It's like, we gotta go.
Wow. But on that one, we kind of learned from the Invisible Man that he might dart off at any minute. So I asked him about getting a picture while he was still interacting with us. And that's how we were able to get that picture with Igor.
Yes. It was a good picture.
Oh,
that's one of my favorites from the trip.
Great picture. Yeah. So, so that was, that ends that part of our first jaunt into Dartmoor. So that was a great experience. And then we headed over to the next land, which was Super Mario World. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, not Super Mario World, Super Nintendo World. Super Mario World is the game. Super Nintendo World is the next stop, right? So that's where we ended up. And we get to the portal. Of course, we're taking pictures. And then we go through the portal. And, you hear the sounds, the all that kind of business. And to y'all's point, Rachel and Josh, definitely one of the best reveals,
if not the best reveal.
If not the best
reveal. It was probably the best reveal. Yeah,
absolutely freaking amazing. When you go after you get off the escalator and you go through Princess Peach's castle and you dump over into the land and you see all of it laid out before you. It's just first of all, let me just say this: amazing to look at, but holy shit.
Yeah,
sensory overload.
Yes,
yeah.
At least for me, I was just like, there's just so much going on because it's like a casino. You hear the little ching chings of the people playing with the coins, and then you see all the kinetic energy. Like I remember asking Josh about the kinetic energy, and it was like, dude, it is. They weren't kidding. And it's like things are going up and down, moving. The plants are moving back and forth. There's music. Just like blaring, just like kind of the video games, just constant music happening.
I thought I had a flashback or something. I thought I had tripped. I was like, there's too much, like all over the place. But you do not feel like you are in Florida once you come out that tunnel. Like,
no,
God This is crazy.
I will
Except
say,
for the blazing heat.
yes, there's no shade in this place.
There's absolutely zero shade. It was
Tons of concrete.
That's why I
so
said
hot.
tunnel. Yeah, once you step out, you start melting.
I was like,
Move your kids. Like you were back to
sensory
that mode
overload,
again.
very hot. I was like, damn, get me out of here.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It was the land I was least looking forward to seeing, but when you walk in there and you see it, it's impressive.
It's
it really is.
unreal.
It really does feel like you're in the game.
Yeah, it's like once you start to go further into it, it's like Chuck E. Cheese on massive steroids.
Oh no, you're right about that.
Like I mean,
Once you kind of adjust to it, it's like, okay, there's ADD overload.
and we didn't have whatever the bands were that like
Power band. We didn't have a power
We didn't
band.
have power bands, but we saw enough kids that had them. I remember.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can see what's going on.
I saw one kid just hit the block. Like this little girl's like, boom, boom, boom. And I just looked at the mom. I was like,
And you're hearing ding, ding, ding. And then I walked over and hit one of them. And you get that sound because I didn't have the power band on. So you get that sound like when the you've already hit the thing and it's not working.
Yeah.
it's just
I was
rough.
like, oh, that's mean. Like,
You have a power band, you don't get the
you
experience.
don't have to give me the coin or nothing, but at least can I get the noise?
Nah, I just remember looking
Like-
at the parent, like, I hope your kid takes a nap. 'Cause,
Like Rachel,
wow.
I can totally understand why your son would not want to leave that place.
Yeah.
No, oh my goodness.
If I was a little boy, I would not want to leave
miserable.
that place.
Well, you had a drumming competition. If I remember
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I was in Donkey Kong country.
Yeah. So what we
Yeah.
did is because to get out the heat, we ducked into the gift shop first. If you remember that, just
Yes.
to kind of cool off and just kind of see what they had in the gift shop.
I bought my Bowser
At least I
shirt.
wanted to cool off and get in the gift
No.
shop. So it was kind of see that you bought something.
I bought a Bowser shirt.
Yeah. You
To
got a
keep
Bowser
us
shirt.
in that long. I'm like, these guys are with me. They my security while I buy the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then we decided to go off into Donkey Kong Land. And that I like that land. It definitely is not as crazy or sensory overload as the rest of the Super Nintendo world. Definitely chill. It was very cool. I dug it. I saw the coaster. It was very little.
The wait for that Donkey Kong coaster was about 2 hours in the blazing heat.
And we're like, no.
Not happening.
Not after what we just walked through. We're not standing in that. But I did do the drum thing. What Josh said. So I did do that thing. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. But like the first time y'all failed, and I was
We
like,
did.
professional drummer my ass.
Wait, no.
No, that was a kid to my left.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Kevin said. It's like, wasn't me, it was him.
Yes.
And suddenly everyone's like, oh, you messed this up.
Yes.
And so we did it again, and everyone was watching that kid, and you're like, make sure you do it on beat this time.
Yeah, because there's 3 sets of drums, and you all had to do the same thing in order to make Randy come out. And
That's
if,
right.
And if one person was not doing it, which that kid to my left
It was the
wasn't,
kid, yeah.
it wasn't coming out.
And the poor kid, because like Kevin's doing his thing, I'm standing by Kevin, which is next to the kid, and then the team member is coming around like, come on, you guys got it. She's standing by the kid too. But to the kid's credit, they got the success.
On the second try, yes.
Yeah, we did it. And Randy
Yeah.
came out. It was awesome.
That was awesome.
I felt happy.
And then we left that kid like, now you're on your own, boy.
And so yeah, that's so Donkey Kong was cool. I didn't get a chance to get the fancy little Donkey Kong drink or whatever else, but we looked around. We took a quick survey. It was nice. I just didn't want to wait in that heat.
No,
Because that was probably the hottest land by that point.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like 3 in the afternoon, and
And the sun was
bumping.
right overhead.
It was bumping.
In fact, if y'all remember, I want to say it was right when we left that land. Suddenly, there's just a freak rain. Like it was.
That was while we were on the Yoshi ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because that's when we were like, oh man, let's get out of this. Well, what are we gonna do? Well, let's just go on the Yoshi ride.
Yeah.
And actually, the rain felt good.
It was good. You standing out there.
It was great. The Yoshi ride was cute.
It was. You know what? It was good. It was good for like you actually got up in the upper levels of Super Nintendo world
Yeah, you
where
could
you're
see,
you're
yeah.
seeing the what you call it, all the mushroom characters and the what do you call the
The
things? that-
Goombas.
oh man, quit being racist.
You look at that.
No, the piranha plants.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
things.
those, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One
So
would gets right in your face.
yes, yes. So you got right up in that, and so that vantage point was cool. The ride itself was lame. Yeah, I would say.
It reminds me of kind of like the Dr. Seuss land ride, whatever else.
Well, you're not
Cute.
prepared to shoot the little eggs.
Well, I didn't even know what we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, I had to ask the cast member. I was like, what is all this? There's eggs here. And Rachel, did y'all ride this ride?
No, we
Yoshi?
didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we were too big for that one. Too
We were,
slightly, right?
yes.
Yeah, we were. We just wanted to get out the heat at that
Yeah. No,
point.
I take the heat, but it was.
And
like,
we use our express pass.
but I was good with that.
Wait, was this where we discovered where Eli had a trouble with his face?
no, that was a
His face?
few times. Yeah. Well,
It happened, yeah.
I think it was Bowser.
Oh, okay. It was Bowser. Yeah. Yeah, so we rode that ride, and then we hopped over. We had to climb stairs, number one. Jesus Lord with the stairs.
It was very confusing to get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was like, man, they love stairs around here.
Yeah, if you see a sign that says exit, don't believe it.
Yeah.
It was getting us involved in these little back corridors that really had no function unless you had a band.
It was cool. We got to see it, but still at the same time,
It was a maze,
It was definitely a maze.
Like, get me out of here.
But this is where we encounter maybe another. I don't want to say a mistake, but just maybe something we like. To Rachel's point, but we shouldn't have waited as long as we did. Could have bailed and come back, but we used our express pass to get into the Mario ride, the Mario Kart ride. And
it made sense. We were there.
Yeah.
We didn't want to come back.
Right.
I mean, so why not just do it while we're here?
Yeah. So we went in. We go through the entrance. The entrance looks great. We saw the Bowser statue. We saw the Bowser butt.
Yeah.
The backside of Bowser, which I posted. And if you saw that,
Backside of Bowser.
Backside of Bowser. Got that picture. Walked through with the face. Eli had the face thing. Got all fixed. So we walked through. And then we're moving through. And then we go down this big steep. We go through. I guess was the big staircase before the pre-show. Was it after the pre-show? I don't remember.
There was this long hallway.
Yeah,
is what I remember. And off to the side, you could see where there was the more traditional queue where they were walking through, where there's like television trucks, everything that's covering the race. Whereas we're walking through, you're seeing trophies.
Oh yeah, that's right, the trophies. Yeah,
and then
really cool.
It took forever to get through there. Then after that, you enter in this room that's almost like a library with all these books everywhere,
crazy titles
and models and crazy.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
How to laugh evilly, ha ha ha, stuff like that.
But it just kept going.
It was a long queue.
And going.
It was about, even with Express Pass, I would say about 40 something minutes.
At least.
Just to get to the point to where, we're finally at this point, we're about ready to get on the ride. And we couldn't believe it. And as we're about ready to get on the ride breaks down.
Yep.
And for those that have ridden it, it's that big staircase.
Yes, we were on the
huge staircase. We were on the staircase. If you remember that, Rachel, you rode this, right?
I do. Yeah, we didn't wait for it, so I'm surprised to hear that it was a long wait.
In fact, Daddy is like it broke down, and Daddy took a picture of up at the staircase where everybody was just sitting down on the staircase.
It was. I'll have to put that. Maybe we can post that picture. It's like there's just nothing but a sea of humanity, and it's such it's a surreal picture because all these people are sitting down, hand on their chin, just looking so miserable.
Yeah.
And they're all wearing Mario hats.
Yes, yeah. Because this was after the pre-show. We all had the hats on, the visors on.
And they're looking just so miserable. And the employees had to clap every single, so that now they're trying to fix the ride. But every single time a car would pull up, I guess they instructed the employees to clap.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yay, you just finished the race. And people were like, yay, it must mean the ride's going. After a while, that applause went from, that to, like that. Like, even the cast members were like, screw it at a certain point.
It's a very slow loader.
Yeah.
But while we were standing in line, this is where we met a couple individuals.
There's a lot of craziness that happened in that line.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like y'all two, or I guess maybe Eli was talking to this dude that was in the standby line next to us.
Yeah, both of us were.
Yeah, both of y'all were. Yeah.
Well, the guy was kind of talking to us because Danny he was showing the picture of the Sea of Humanity. We were making narratives for different people.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, when is this going to stop? And then, this guy randomly just inserted himself in our conversation.
Which happened a lot on that trip.
Yeah, we're not afraid of conversation. So, he just goes to town. So, crazy.
He just started talking, and they bounced. They left.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at all these. And that's me zooming in.
Oh, man.
With just how unhappy these poor people are.
It was the entire staircase.
If I broke it, if I did it like that, and you could see the full view of it, just how many people were stuck there. And that's just the staircase going down. There was another staircase going down from where we were.
Yes.
So we were kind of trapped in the middle. So even when we started being like, man, maybe we should bail, you would have had to have stepped over
at least 30 people.
Well, that's what that dude did with his son. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said, we got to make a reservation. Then they bounced. They left.
Yeah.
So they had to kind of just elbow their way through.
Excuse me.
Well, speaking of which, there was that family behind us that was going to do the same thing.
Yes.
And so they were like, excuse me, walking by. And then all of a sudden you hear the announcement, the ride will begin in just a few seconds. They turned right around and said, excuse me, they went back in line. And we're all like, Damn,
no. You said you were leaving.
Yeah, I was messing with the dad bad because when he was on the way, I was like, man, you know how it is. I'm sorry. And I was like, no, I get you. And then when it came back and he just looked at me with this look of shame, like, you back again, huh? Welcome.
Yo, I told him, I was like, man, y'all should have left earlier.
Yeah.
We would have gotten this thing going.
The wife was even looking at you laughing. He's like, yeah, I know. We just here, though. We just trying to do a vacation, but we embarrassed.
So they get right back in line, right behind us.
Right behind us. And we just kept staring because we had nothing else to do, you know?
But all in all, like, because I could track the time, it was close to 2 hours. Because by the time we entered the ride, because the picture of Bowser's butt to the picture of you two in the car, it was about an hour and 40 something minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Between time, and we lost a huge chunk of our day.
Yeah, we should have bailed when we had a chance to come back to it.
I was so mad.
That
I was
sucked
like,
up a lot of our day.
I didn't really care about doing this to begin with. I'm just doing this to do this, and now we're missing stuff.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, we had some fun telling that part of that story, but in reality, though, that was a hard.
Yeah, it makes it hard to enjoy.
Yeah.
That was, and then that on top is like, I didn't find the ride all that great.
No.
The technology it's there. But I thought it was weird that, it's like the 3D goggles or the screen goggles go onto the visor kind of thing, like magnet is. That was kind of weird. And then when you get, Danny, you remember this, when you get into the car, if you're a guy, be careful.
Oh, yes. If you're a dude, get in the car, you are...
You might be singing high notes if you don't watch yourself.
I'm trying to think how to describe it. There is a
nub. There is a nub.
A nub in between right where your
junk
would
Good
go.
call, yeah.
And if you sit down too fast
or not paying attention to how you're sitting down,
you may never have children again.
You know, like that machine where they turn the crank and it squeezes the peanut?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
And so don't sit down too fast. Be very careful.
Gently lower yourself onto the chair.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, I am with you, Kev. I don't know if it was a close to 2 hour wait that influenced my reaction to this ride, or maybe it was because I was never really that huge of a racing fan, so I never got into Mario Kart to begin with. But I really did not care for this ride all that much because you're trying to pay attention to the AR visual prompts, the effect. There's characters showing up in my goggles. Then you got these practical effects going on the track, and as well as the multitude of screens that are happening where it's just too much going on. I don't know what I saw that was real and what was imaginary or on a screen or whatever, because I'm following the prompts. So it's telling me to go left, but I can see the track is going right. But I'm like, this is intuitive.
Yeah.
And then to shoot a target, you have to look at it. So instead of staring at what's going on, you're staring at these little cartoon digital characters in your vision.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I was shooting things everywhere. It was crazy. It was like little me in a urinal. It was kind of weird.
No, that was nuts. I didn't even know how I got such a high score because I had no clue what I was shooting at.
Same.
And the same thing is like so the glasses, if I remember, is supposed, like you said, that's supposed to be your aiming, and then you just fire from there. But I would look dead at something, and it wouldn't hit it at all.
The turtle shell would go this way, would go that way,
right,
all over the place, but there, and then you only got like 5 turtle shells.
And I think that technology needs a little more work.
Yeah, I did too.
It's like a weird 2D trying to be 3D, but doesn't know where it fits at all, kind of thing. And yeah, it kind of distracts you from the actual attraction or the visual theme of it. So yeah, I was kind of good, and maybe because we had that crazy wait, that didn't help it.
No, they didn't help us,
it's hard to enjoy it when it's like that.
Yeah, but still.
And maybe also I had the wrong expectations because I mean, for a racing game, that ride moves really slow. It never at any point gives you the impression that you're actually racing. And the slow turns, every single time you get hit, you got to rotate in a circle. When you get hit by something, it just adds to the aggravation of it. So it's not really as much of a racing game as it is Toy Story Mania happening while you're moving.
That makes sense.
That's
because the object is just to get points. It's not even really to win. Like you don't even know who you're racing. You're just trying to win. And so there's a whole lot of I don't know what's going on happening. And that just contributed to the whole, this is
the downfall of
cannot get me out of here. Like, I just want to go now. We're it was like, it had to be like 5-6 o'clock in the day.
At least, we're burning like the daylight. Yeah,
this is way too much time being spent. We didn't spend that much time in Darkmoor as much as we spent in Super Mario World. And it was like, we were set to go back to Darkmoor to do Burning Blade and to do
use our Express Pass, all that stuff.
Masters and Chain again, and
but we got screwed on our timing. So.
But this, I would say this, and then I walk. This attraction would really benefit more from having screens kind of in front of you to still give that video game Mario Kart feel than what they tried to do. Trying to say you're in the game.
Yeah.
I'd have felt more of a kid playing a video game in a video game world having that.
I would have wanted like Radiator Springs Racers. That's what I wanted. I don't need to be shooting imaginary turtles, shells at imaginary digital figures who I don't even know who they are. Now, I mean, again, at the same time, it's not meant for us. It's a kiddie ride. So I'm sure there are kids who are riding that are like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, my kids liked it.
That's good. Because say the person next to you was a kid. They didn't say anything.
Was it? I thought it was a teenage girl.
It's a kid. I mean, nobody cheered. That's the point.
Yeah, well, just the employees when we got back, they were they were back to full clapping. Yeah,
the ride didn't break.
The ride was running.
Yeah, but we still lost.
Yeah,
we lost. It's like Bowser won. I don't know how. I don't know what took place. But yeah, Bowser won.
Yeah, we lost.
Oh, that's interesting. That did not happen when I wrote it, so it must be variable.
You beat Bowser?
Yeah, Team Wario won when we were doing it.
Oh, no. Bowser beat us.
Yeah, I didn't even know how that happened.
He beat us hard.
I couldn't tell what to shoot at us.
He was not nice.
He beat us bad.
So that was the end of our Super Nintendo World experience. Because after that, we're just like, get out. Let's go.
We tried to get out. We couldn't get out.
Yeah,
that took a while.
It is hard on the way out. I agree. We got lost on the way out.
Yes,
we got lost on the way out too. We got caught in that little thing that shrinks you when you hit the bomb.
Yeah, in the back part.
Yeah, and we didn't have like a power band to make all the stuff happen.
It's like, where's the exit tunnel? I'll just boop 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 right.
That's the thing. It's like, don't pay attention. There was a bunch of it said that thing said exit.
Yeah.
How did we end up in this whole backwards? It's like, damn you, Mario World! I went out of here.
And I could have sworn there were more lost souls in there because we went to certain areas and parents were just laid out on the ground. I guess they had just given up on how to escape.
You know? It really is like a casino because there's you can't figure out how to get out. Once you're in, you're stuck.
That's why they want to trap all the kids. Yeah,
yeah.
Drinks. But yeah. To Rachel, I did go in the bathroom and I heard the music, so that was awesome.
Yes,
cool.
We did make it a point to do that.
Yes, I had to do that.
It's true.
So that was nice. And then so after that, we bounced. We left. We finally figured out our way out of there. And so we continue going counterclockwise. We make it back. We passed by Atlantic. Wasn't open yet. And then we passed by the entrance. And this begins our second trek around the park. And this is we went to the first time for Isla Burke. And so we walked. Basically, when we went to Isla Burke, we did a walk through the land.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So this is maybe a good because you needed to stop to go to the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I hit the bathroom up by the entrance. So that ended our first loop.
Right. And so this is where I kind of started to get a little bit disappointed because Eli at this point in time was like, I can't go anymore. I need to sit down. I want to can we just sit down somewhere? Can we have a drink? And you were like, well, I need to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. So I was like, well, we'll just go.
Yeah, you'll go ahead. Yeah.
We'll go ahead. We'll find the next bar. And, because we're like, okay, man, all the preview stuff. And we're like, there's bars all over Celestial Gardens. Well, sure enough, we'll run into one. We didn't.
Yeah, it was tough.
We could not run into a bar. Like this whole idea that I had that Celestial Gardens is going to be kind of like Epcot in their answer to adulting at Disney. It was like, don't get me wrong, there are bars. Like the Blue Dragon bar was open. I think Atlantic was closed.
It was closed at the time. Yeah, it didn't open for dinner yet.
By the time you got out of the bathroom, I think y'all
were on a bench when I saw you.
we got to Isla Burke and we still couldn't find a bar.
None.
And this is fast forwarding a little bit. I think we ran to Bar Zenith and Celeste Tiki. But they were both outside bars and we're already hot. We were just looking for something indoors. So that was the first, the second realization was like, oh shoot, a lot of these bars are outdoor bars. Yeah. We don't want to be out in the heat.
I didn't expect that.
We want, exactly. We want someplace where we can kind of sit down, relax, and enjoy some AC for a little bit, which is how we end up where, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get that in a second. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're jumping ahead a little bit, but so that was kind of a disappointment.
I'm hoping in phase 2 because there was a lot of buildings that were not open. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping those will be like indoor kind of bar areas like they were originally planning, like maybe in the phase 2 of opening for Celestial Park. So there's hope there, and I heard there were some things happening because I know there's like there was Alicia Stella was reporting on some Italian restaurant or some kind of other kind of Mexican restaurant that was supposed to open on that side of the park that we were on. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that'll come with like a cantina or like some kind of aperitif kind of bar kind of thing. So. Yeah. there's hope there. But yeah, at the time when we went, there was only outdoor bars and it was too hot.
Well, I hope aperitif or whatever word you just said meant shade, because
I hope there's shade too. Yeah, but they did have outdoor seating
we
too.
want that, please. Like, don't tip people with having the name of your restaurant like out there, making people think they can just walk into it. Just leave your name off it if you're not open yet. That way we're not confused, because there was a lot of crude jokes we had done.
Yeah, we kept seeing, like, oh, okay, well, there's a place. Oh, it's not open. Oh, there's a place. Oh, it's not open.
Yeah.
You know, or there's a place. Oh, it's just an outdoor slushy place or something like that. And it was never what we were looking for. It's like, oh, man, this is kind of a bummer.
So
that was the first thing. So we sit there. We finally just said, well, we're getting too far ahead of Kevin.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, you announced that you were done and that you'd be coming to meet up with us. And so we were like, well, let's just stay here. And we parked out in front of Alaburk. And we went inside of Alaburk, and man, that might be the second best reveal.
That was amazing.
That might be the
yeah. I love it because you have the stone when it had like all the Alaburk. This is the place. I forget what the exact language is, but you can read it.
Mm-hmm.
People were stopping to take pictures in front of it, and you can see the story. And then when you get around that stone,
once you take that,
once you go around the stone, it's like all unveiled. The movie's right there.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, this. I wish I would have seen this earlier if we weren't stuck in. That's what made me mad about Nintendo Worlds. We spent so much time. I could have seen this more in the sunlight when it was day and just kind of seen all those colors. But still, it was still a magnificent kind of reveal of that world. And, you know, I makes me excited. You know, I want to go back just to check that out.
Yeah.
You know, for sure.
And still, Eli was looking for a place to sit down and drink. Mm-hmm. And we just couldn't find anything.
No.
Now, maybe we should have gone to Mead Hall. We did not go to Mead Hall because we were just thinking, well, that's probably, restaurant and maybe get a beer or something like that. I don't know if it's a full service bar. Surely
I don't think so.
Okay. So there's no drinks in there at all?
I don't think there's a full service bar in Isle of Burke.
Yeah, I wouldn't think.
No.
So I would think maybe beer, in which we weren't really.
Yeah. No, because remember there was this one part where I sat down. You're like, hey, look, this is the only place. I might be jumping here, but he's like, this is the only place.
Yeah.
Was that the outdoor one?
Yeah.
I remember there was an outdoor bar. Yeah.
Hooligans and I cannot remember the name of it.
Yeah.
I just remember looking at
it was
right by the water ride. Right. I remember that.
There was a center part, but it was, even then, it wasn't really, it was like all you could do was sit on like a little log or something.
Well, it wasn't shaded at that point. I remember it wasn't shaded because I remember the sun coming through the back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a little hot.
Yeah, once again, we would have been sitting outdoors, which was exactly what we're trying to get out of after the Mario experience.
Right.
So at that point, I think we decided, let's do Hiccups with Gliders.
Yeah.
And so we walked over there, and at that point, it was down.
Yeah, the guy was standing in front of the facial recognition software because we had walked in, and he was like, no, turn back, because I don't want this to scan your face, because if it does, you're going to lose your express pass, and you can't come in here, because if it does, there's nothing we can do, because it just broke down, and you can still come in, but because it might only be 5 minutes, but then it might be 5 hours.
Yeah, he can't guarantee.
He was straight
so
up.
He can't tell you what to do, so we're like, oh, shoot, okay, well, let's then go.
Thanks for telling us that.
Thank you for that. Yeah. And so we walked out. And so now at this point in time, Eli is really getting cranky.
Yeah, we saw a bar on the way out right back next to Dragon Racers Rally, but it was still, again, it was outdoors and didn't have much.
Yeah.
It wasn't a full service. Yeah, I can't remember it, but it was right there. They had only certain things, maybe a couple of beers, nothing great.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided just to continue walking out. We just did a quick, awesome tour. One thing, if you go into Alaburk, I would say just touch and turn and pull anything. Because as we discovered, if you remember,
yes,
I went up to this wheel and this little statue thing. I was like, I wonder if this does anything. Because it's like kind of like Disney with Indiana Jones. Don't pull a rope, and you pull the rope and you hear a guy fall.
Yeah.
So I started turning the thing. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Eli, what's going on? He's like, oh, you're making the dragon wings go like up and down and stuff. It's like, oh, no kidding. Videotape me or whatever. So I did it. He caught a video of it, which I'll post at some point. So they have a bunch of different little things where you can just kind of touch and just like manipulate, and very interactive little world. So it was cool.
And to be fair, I sent a bunch of pictures to my grandson, because I was like, you'll be going here. So, but that's one of his favorite pictures, like a blue dragon, like puppet.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like it looks so cool and stylized. And
all the little random dragons around that land was just awesome.
It was awesome.
From the baby dragons to the frost dragon to the other dragons that are hanging out.
Yes.
I was like, this is so cool.
They did that land really well. They
did.
Yeah. I wish I had a little more
of beer.
Yeah, I wish I had a little more time, but we did end up riding a coaster. But we'll get to that later because we didn't do that at that point.
Yeah, because we were like, okay, well, let's get out of here. And then the very first, finally, it's like, okay, we got to figure out where to find a bar at, so that way we can sit down and just chill for a little bit.
Yep.
We run into, I think it was Bar Zenith.
Yes.
Well, any port in a storm kind of thing. But then there was some police incident going on.
Drama happening.
Yes.
Over there where the cops were involved with a group of people. And I don't know what was going on, but there was definitely a talking to happening.
Yes.
Which sides being pulled apart. And I don't know if somebody had too much
to drink or something.
Couldn't handle the liquor.
Yeah. Whatever it was. So it's like, well, this ain't going to work.
Yeah, I stopped complaining really quick on that scene. I was like, let's just keep walking.
So then the next thing was, okay, do we go to Bar Moonshine because Harry Potter was coming up, or do we go to the Helios? And then the big question was, can we get into the Helios?
Right.
Because we didn't know whether or not we could go. And I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead. Because I generally walked in front of those two. Like
he walked. He was way ahead of us. He walks. He's good at walking, and he walks fast.
He walks fast.
I hung back with Eli, and I don't walk that fast either. So.
And
and his dogs were barking at that point.
Yeah, the size of my feet were just like, we give up on life. I was willing in spirit though, but my feet were like.
He said otherwise.
Yeah.
But at that point, while Danny went to go scout, and this is what we were doing while you were in there, Danny, is we discovered that statue right by the hotel and realized that he was shooting his arrow to his woman across the other side. I forgot her, Athena, I guess, maybe?
Yeah.
Or whatever goddess that was on the other side of Celestial Park at the entrance.
Yeah, Zeus. Like, I took a bunch of pictures of that place. Like,
that was a killer statue, actually.
Yeah, it looks like the Hall of Justice or something. Like,
it was wild.
It's just wild. Yeah, I fell in love with
because I think you discovered you saw the trajectory, like, oh damn, she's shooting his arrow over there.
Yes, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's all love. It's nice. Love. Shoot your arrow.
Try to shoot your arrow.
Shoot your shot.
Take your shot. Right.
Yeah, and he did.
So I make to the entrance to the Helios, and so I run to a security guard, and I'm just walking in there, and they're not even giving me any problems. I'm walking in like I own the place, but there's a big sign there that says, "If you are not a registered guest of this hotel, you cannot proceed any further." And I was like, "Oh shoot!" It's like, well, no one's stopping me. I was like, but then again, Kevin and Eli are coming up, and I'm trying to text them as to what's going on because I don't want Eli walking any more than we had to because he was walking wounded at that point. So
he didn't want to hear my mouth.
Yeah, well, that was that too. I mean, there was nothing but like, I got to sit down.
Dead feet walking.
Yeah.
I done.
I was like, Eli, we got one day at Epic Universe. You need to move.
Gotta go.
I just need to sit down for a little bit.
Carry me. Someone carry me.
But this came out to be a very fortuitous event with your feet and Danny's scouting.
Yes, because
yes.
So I asked the security guard, I'm like, look, we're not a registered guest of the hotel. We just want to go to the bar and grab a drink. Is that cool? And the guy's like, I think so, but I don't know. Let me ask. And so he goes and finds a supervisor. Okay, can these guys go in? What are you asking me for? I don't know if they can go in. So then the supervisor has to call a supervisor.
Wow.
And then this is all before y'all get here. And finally, I want to say 5 minutes later, they're like, okay, you can go ahead and go. And I'm like, okay, I got some friends coming. They're like, well, you can't just hang around in this hallway. I'm like, yeah, but they're like right there. I can see y'all walking, but you're just lumbering, moving slowly.
Oh, no.
I'm like trying to wave y'all, like, hurry up before somebody comes in and says, no, they can't. They can't come in here.
And on the other side of the window, like I didn't notice his text yet, and we were just kind of sashaying up, just kind of by time for him to scout. And then I caught his text message late, and then was like, "Oh, let's go. We can go."
Yeah,
so that's when he kind of sped up.
Who's like, it's like, yeah, Danny hadn't come back out yet. It's like, yeah, we got a safe shot, but yes,
yeah, because we're like, let's just take our time. We'll walk up there, and then if they say no, then Danny will meet us when he on his way out,
halfway out.
Yeah, stuff like that.
And so we find this bar called Flora Taverna,
which is great.
Which was one of the best parts. We sat right at the bar. And we got to talk to, I think the bartender's name was Brian.
Brian with a Y. Shout out to that guy.
Very cool.
Go there. Awesome bartender.
Bar had everything.
Yes.
Everything.
They had the best cocktail that I think I've had all trip. And it was called the Spicy Malone.
Oh yeah.
And it was, I'm going to try, I know I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to butcher this, but it's Patron Reposado, cantaloupe.
That's tequila, yeah.
And hot honey syrup with lemon juice and Grand Marnier.
It was good.
That sounds great.
And it was so good. I mean, like, I've never had a drink. The thing that brought me to it was cantaloupe. And I'm like, how does that work in a drink? Because I like cantaloupe, but I don't know how it would work in a drink. It's like, it's the best thing we have. I'm like, sold. And so Yeah, I had at least 2 of those.
Yeah.
While we were there.
We had a couple of, and he was chatting us up. We're just talking things
Good
about
time.
this, that, and the other.
The other waiters and
having
waitresses
drinks.
were talking with us. And
Your boy, was it Fernando? I didn't
Fernando
remember. Is it Fernando? He was telling us about who's going to go see this girl in Colombia in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm like, oh, okay, dude, thanks.
I was gonna say, dude, that's some justice right there. Like, first of all, they got the nicest selection of Angel's Envy bourbon I'd ever seen. A tin can to buy, like, all this pain was worth it.
And
so,
they had like their own blend of Angel's Envy,
They
if
did,
I remember.
yeah.
Yes.
They picked out casket and they had it bottled. And so I think he said, like those are the last bottles that they had, and they're waiting on another shipment.
And that was like
what they had up on the top was like the last set of bottles from that casket they picked out.
And I was like, well, let's have a straight of that right there. And so while we're having that, then we run across like Justino or Fernando.
Oh yeah.
And but before him, it's this waitress, like this gorgeous like lady. She comes out, she's doing the thing, and then Fernando says, we're talking to him like, hey, how you doing? You like this place? Like, I cannot wait to go back to where we were. Panama?
Colombia. He's at Colombia.
Colombia. Like, whoa, what's in Colombia? He's like, oh. And he named some girls and he's like, oh, I cannot wait. And then
yeah, his fellow coworker broke a glass because you could tell she was super jealous.
Yes. And then she went and hugged him and kissed my chest. I was like, man, I need to work here in the service industry. I've never seen that like that before in my
What's
life.
funny is I don't know if you heard me, but I asked him, he's like, are you going to bring the girl over to the States? And he's like, no.
I remember that.
I'm going to leave her there.
No,
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's very like, no.
Let me not dig any further here.
No one ties Fernando down.
Yes.
I
am free bird.
I am free.
Yes.
But I'll tell you another drink that they had over there that I have never heard of before, that I'd never tried before, that I ordered right before we left. I think it was like the last drink I had. Rachel, they had something called an espresso old fashioned.
Yes.
Ooh,
I had that too.
good.
Have you ever in your life heard of that? Maker's Mark, Cafe Borghetti, double espresso cocoa bitters. It was so unique.
We
so
all had
different,
that.
So good.
It was
Yes.
amazing.
And that was a jolt that you needed to kind of get a little bit more energy to be like, all right, let's go back out there and do this.
And air conditioning.
Yes, and air conditioning.
We're off our feet. We had the stool height benches, chairs.
Beautiful bar.
Great conversation. And to
They
Brian's
even had
point,
bites too.
There was other,
yeah.
and then we had that, but there was other drinks that they served that I can't remember.
you
one
had the
I
basil bee's knees. I remember that.
Thank you. Yes.
Because I remember the bee's knees. Yeah. One.
Because like this lady, how did she like it? Well, I was like, if she likes it, well, give me that. But yes, very smooth.
Very unique mixes and stuff. Especially the espresso old fashioned was just absolutely amazing.
Oh man!
And I remember Brian telling us, he's like, "Hey, look, because we told him we did a podcast. I gave him a pen because I had my Magic Our Way pens, and he's like, hey, tell everybody, yeah, they can totally come in here, have a drink. You don't have to be in a hotel and then go back out into the park. Just a place just to hang out, chill, maybe even eat at the restaurant because they do have a restaurant. But yeah, you can totally do this.
Only the rooftop one is the one that you can't go to.
Oh, that's right. He said
unless you are registered with the hotel, is what he told us.
Very
special one.
exclusive. That's why you would rather people come down there.
Before, no problem. You got money. That's probably what the supervisor says. Like, do they got money? Yeah, let them in.
Let them in. Have an epic day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking that hit for us, Danny.
Hey man, look, anything to keep the thing going, because I was like, look, we can't just stay here and die. We got to keep things moving.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one drink I didn't get a chance to try, and that was Antonio Collins. And I'm like, okay, how are you making this Latin or Spanish?
Let me do this.
It's not Tom Collins, it's Antonio.
It really was a good staff, though, right?
Yeah,
it was a fun bar.
They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. So, tip to your customers, Rachel, if they need a duck out of the sun, they can totally hit up Flora Taverna, maybe have a meal, maybe have a drink in that afternoon just to chill out, because it was a great place.
Great.
And you get to kind of get the ambiance of what Helios is all about.
Yeah,
maybe book with you at that point.
But after that, Eli was convinced I'm staying there. That's when you got that text from us. Rachel said, "Can you price out?"
Yeah.
Well, then the respondent text was like, "Wait, it's expensive. Never mind." I was like, "Yeah, it is."
I hear you though, but still, when you know love, you know love.
Yeah. So all that's to say, if you get a chance, check out Flora. If you see Brian, tell him we said hello. Great bartender, awesome dude, just very down to earth, somebody to talk to and chat in that afternoon, just like chill down when you need that time.
Mm-hmm.
So after that pit stop, we went back to the Olive Burke because I don't know, maybe you saw that it was back up or something, like when Hiccups Swing Gliders was back up.
Yes, I was keeping an eye on the app, and suddenly it showed that Hiccups Swing Gliders was open again.
Yeah, so we went back to Olive Burke. and made a beeline to that roller coaster as fast as we could because Eli's feet were refreshed. So we went as fast as we could and went on Hiccups. This was the only ride we got a chance to do on Alabert because, like I said, it was getting late. It was getting close to closing time and to our dinner time.
Yeah.
So if anything, we were going to do Hiccups Swing Gliders, which we did.
Mm-hmm.
We got on. We used our Universal Express Pass. It wasn't that long of a wait. The locker system was just as easy as it was. The other, we didn't talk about it, but the other rides like Monsters Unchained and I guess
Mario
have lockers. I don't remember. I know Battle Ministry did. And they had the locker stuff. Very, very easy to do. It was very nice.
Yeah, really easy.
But we went on Hiccups Swing Gliders, and man, I don't know about you guys, but that coaster met my expectations. I was like, this is a lot of fun.
Matt exceeded.
This was mine have
super
exceeded.
fun. I agree.
Yeah,
all through the land, you're just zipping and flying, and you had the story. Hiccups. I mean,
except for that one moment.
That was gonna. Yes, go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's what I was gonna jump in, but I was gonna wait till Kevin.
You were zipping and flying up until suddenly you go backwards, you stop, and then these little dragons and it pop up, and it's like, oh no, you're gonna get roasted by these dragons. And then you don't move.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
And you don't move.
Yeah.
And you don't move. And we're all looking like, I think we're stuck.
I remember yelling, is this a new ride called How to Train Your Roller Coaster?
Because I was sitting next to this dude we met in line that had John Cena shirt on.
Oh yeah, the wrestling guy.
Yeah.
I forgot him.
Oh man, we made friends with that guy like while we're in line, and because I just walked up and like, man, hadn't you heard John Cena don't like you no more? He's a bad guy now. Oh my goodness, that was all it took, and he just went off.
I think we got his name, but we were chatting him up the entire time.
Yeah.
He loved the wrestling psychology. Yeah.
So anyway, so we got trapped in the heat, and we're like, we're here for a bit, and then all of a sudden, without warning, sucker took off.
Yeah.
There was no stay seated or the ride will resume into
Yeah,
like what Disney does, where they warn you, all right, the ride's about ready to start up again. No.
Send it.
You weren't even ready. Like people were still turning around, talking to people behind them, and then boom, you went off.
Oh my gosh!
But that was such a fun coaster.
It was a great coaster, man.
Great rush.
Except for that one little hitch. If it was working, I'd be like, I got to do this again. This is great.
Well, when I got home, I made sure to look it up. I'm like, that was a hiccup, wasn't it? Well, hiccups were wing.
Hey,
that was a little.
Yeah, I don't remember a long pause.
Right. Yeah. And no video I saw had that. It was just as soon as you go backwards, you see a dragon, boom, you take off again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You punch it and go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was the one and only ride. It was starting to get dark, and so it was looking very pretty. We're starting to see a little bit of Isla Burke at night.
Mm-hmm.
And so after we got off the ride, it was great. We just went back out.
Mm-hmm.
And we went over to the Harry Potter land again.
Yes.
Because we wanted to make sure we made it over the Bar Moonshine to check out the Low Blaster, as Rachel had mentioned.
Yes.
But before we did that, we actually went to Le Cirque Arcanu.
Yeah.
To catch, we decided, let's catch a show. It's out of the heat. We don't have to stand in line. We could chill out a little bit. And I didn't know what to expect. First of all, it's like you get corralled. You go through the line, you go through the tent, you get corralled into this big room where you have, I guess it ended up being the pre-show to the show, because I thought, well, maybe it's a standing room show.
Yeah, I said that to Eli. I was like, this is weird, because look at how that stage is set up right there. It seems to me like whatever's going to happen is going to happen in this room.
Yeah.
I was like, I need chairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, I guess this is like standing. I was like, oh, okay.
And then the show starts and it's all happening in that room. And you're like, oh, well, maybe this is it. And maybe the room changes around you or something like that. But no, it's kind of like a pre-show where they kind of set up the premise.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
It's like a prequel.
Now, Rachel, I can't remember. Did you do that one or the How to Train Your Dragon? Okay.
We did not see that. We saw the How to Train Your Dragon one.
Okay.
I'd like to have seen that one, but we were running out of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully we got ushered into a normal theater with seats.
Oh.
And so we ended up in front. I don't know how we did it. I guess
you did it.
You led that.
Oh, I went to. So we were in the front row, so we had like great seats. We
Yeah.
saw everything.
We followed you. We know about your theater experience, and we followed that.
Well, the funny thing was there was this little, and Rachel, you probably know the name of the creature. It's this white-haired, monkey-looking creature.
Yes,
that crawls out of the suitcase.
I forget what that's called, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Junior,
he looked like a Yeti, but like a monkey kind of thing. Well, as we're sitting there, this thing walks right on the stage, and he's right in front of us, and he's looking at us. He's
right
around
at us, yeah.
right in front of us.
It's a Demiguise.
A demiguise.
There you go.
Yeah.
That thing.
That's a crazy name.
So I'm like, okay. So I grab my phone and let me take a picture of this thing. I think it's posing for me or something. As soon as I take a picture, no pictures, sir. No pictures in here. Like, well, then tell the thing not to pose for me. I don't
see that everywhere I go.
And the best part was, is like it comes out, and then after it did its little thing, it just went right back away.
Yeah, it just scurried off.
What was the point of that? I don't understand. So anyway, yeah.
And then the show starts, and it's just like, things happened. I don't remember exactly the story because I don't remember exactly what the story was because I was so enamored by like the theatrical effects that were going on. Of which they had a ton.
The story was something to the effect of, where the guys running the
ringleader dude.
He was the bad guy, and he wanted to grab Newt Scamander's suitcase because then he can get access to all these animals, and then he could make his circus popular again. And the woman that was the assistant accidentally opens it. This monkey-looking what was his name? Demigod escapes.
There's a lot happening.
That too.
Not a full guy.
Escapes, and then she's trying to capture him, but then he leads her into the suitcase with her, and then she meets all these other creatures that are inside the suitcase. And then the ringleader shows up, and he's like, this is great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And then on a video, Newt Scamander shows up. And he's like interacting with the girl, and they help
attack their friends and they're working together and stuff. I'm glad you caught that because I was amazed by all the theatrical effects, all the projection mapping.
Very good.
When Danny said she entered the briefcase and the whole stage started rising. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Mm-hmm. The stage is rising and she is going into the suitcase, kind of a la Harry Potter, and there's this whole other world that's happening. And the thing that just made me just like guffaw was like at the very end of the show when the curtain's closing and there's this little dragon creature that's leading the curtain.
Yeah, that
weird looking serpent thing. And I was just like, what the hell is going on? I was like, they're closing the show. I was like, damn, what the hell?
Oh, man.
How much did this cost? This is crazy.
It was really impressive.
I like the color choice of the lights to like all the different effects and all the different, it was a nuts show. I was just like, wow.
I think the best part was basically from where we sat, where there was
they had the dancers?
Yeah, the dancers, the trapeze artist ladies and stuff like that. I was like, good choice, kid.
Oh, the woman that kept sticking her hand in her pocket and pulling out bubbles. And then she would make bubbles out of her hands.
There was her, but there were like two on either side. But the lady that she had the stick. She's supposed to be able to levitate with the stick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, those backup dancer girls all did tricks too.
Yes.
Like I remember I was telling you as a guy, did y'all see that one point where they made the canes like levitate? Like they're dancing, all of a sudden the canes are like levitating in front of them, and then they go back to dancing with the canes.
It was a lot.
There was like so much going on. I was like, did that really happen?
Well, we were looking all dead up at everything, but
we were right in front and you could see everything.
But it told a good story again for me. I don't know what goes on in this world, but I totally knew what was happening here, who was what, who did what. And that scene was pretty solid.
Yeah, it was good.
Well worth the time.
Yeah, definitely worth the time. Nice. Check it out. I want to see the other show that they got, the How to Train Your Dragon. So I'd like to see that at some point.
That was good too.
I just have to go back. But yeah, just to round out our final time here in the Harry Potter land, we went to Bar Moonshine to get the low blaster drink that Rachel had suggested and stuff. And so we went in there. I was expecting like a bar with a sit down area, but it's really a small little joint, right?
Yeah. It's just a counter.
Yeah, they won't even let you inside. They tell you stay out there. They weren't even friendly about it.
Yeah, they were regulating traffic because I guess they had a long day.
Yeah, there was no friendliness. It's like, because we started to walk in like, no, outside. We'll tell you when to come in. Like,
but they were efficient though. Bud. Once you got up to the counter, we ordered drinks, you got it. And I remember one point, I think maybe Danny were just like, oh, they gave us real glasses. We didn't. We should have to go or something.
We need to go. Yeah.
And then you're like, we need to go glasses. Can we, I'm sorry, I should have said this. And he's like, no, they're you can take them.
They're
plastic.
awesome.
He's like picking up, and we picked it up, and it was like,
it was like a hard plastic, but it was like, it was like a souvenir cup. I was like, oh snap, I was fooled.
But we all,
it's cool.
Yeah,
we each got a different drink, so that way we could try each other's drinks because we wanted to sample a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I got like the Philosopher's Old Fashioned. He got the Floor 75, and you got the low blaster.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
nice.
And
I think mine was the best.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You like the old fashioned the best?
I did. I like the old fashioned the best. I mean, look, it wasn't necessarily unique or anything. It was a good old fashioned, but I tried the load blaster. I didn't really taste it. Kevin said you had to wait until towards the end, where like I guess the liquor accumulated at the.
Yeah.
Probably should have mixed it better. I didn't realize that when I got it.
So when I tried
it was quite minty on the top.
It seemed watery too.
Yeah, it seemed watery is what it felt like.
I remember the spearmint. That's what I remember the most.
Yeah, the spearmint for sure. Yeah. But I mean, it was a decent. If you need a little quick drink or something, it's not a bad little place. So Bar Moonshine's cute. I had to ask directions. I couldn't exactly know where to find it. But yeah, it's tucked away. And then I don't know what restaurant it was, but we were just walking out with our drinks, and I remember these two people. I guess there was a Barker chick who was just like, "Hey, you want to come in and eat?" Whatever they were.
Right.
Some restaurant. I forgot what the name of the restaurant was. Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the main restaurant in the land, but like, no, we're just exploring. They're like, oh, we'll explore near me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we've got reservations at Atlantic in like an hour. Like it wasn't even an hour. I want to say. So
I wish I knew what that restaurant because it was tucked away in that corner. But anyway, shout out to them for trying at least.
I wanted to try that place. We didn't get to it, but next time.
Yeah, so that ends our second part of Epic. There's going to be a third part for sure because we go back to Darkmoor and we encounter Invisible Man again, and we have this whole experience of the Burning Blade, and then we also have our sit down over at the Atlantic. Plus, we have the end of the night. We did a lot of stuff that happened. I know Danny went back to Darkmoor to get more pictures, so I'm curious to know what happened on his end because Eli and I were just kind of expounding how awesome it was by Athena. It was great, and we got to see the Epic Universe at night. So definitely stay subscribed, stay tuned because we're going to deliver you a third show on Epic Universe.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Just because you kind of wrapped up attractions a little bit, would you say that the Express Pass was worth the money?
I thought about this and for our trip, and maybe there's a couple of times where it helped, but overall, we probably could have gotten away without using it.
Yeah.
Just because of the way they capped the attendance and how the waits were.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had it just in case because I didn't know what to expect. But once we started going through the day, it's like, we probably didn't need the Universal Express Pass because I don't know how many times we used it really versus how much it costs.
And if we didn't have it, it would have saved us waiting in line over at Mario because we wouldn't have done it. And we would have gone and experienced some things that we would rather experience instead.
Yeah.
But I mean, the wait times and everything else was just extraordinarily reasonable.
Yeah, it was really manageable.
Yeah, you take
but it's hard to know like when they're going to go up to full capacity. But yeah, I hear you.
That's the thing. I think when it's full capacity, it could totally be worth it. But at this time when we went, which was maybe a couple weeks after it opened, we probably didn't need it, but I'm glad we had it, but we probably didn't need it for that trip.
I will say this though. I mean, the problem is when things start breaking down because Monsters Unchained broke down when we were there. Harry Potter went down for a little bit. Hiccups went down. A couple of things went down and it's like, that's when you start to realize there really isn't a whole lot of attractions there right now.
No, there's not. Yeah, I agree.
And it really adjusts your day. Cause I mean, having to go back to Burke just costs more time. Getting stuck in Mario Kart costs us more time. Yeah. So all this stuff was happening and it just was happening at the worst possible moments, I guess.
Yeah, we had a similar experience. So
and don't take
all right, cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're gonna have a show 3 on Epic Universe just to finish out our day because we did do a lot on that day, and there's still things that we didn't do that we'll just have to go back. And we'd love to hear your comments or questions that you might have about our experience. And if you want to get in touch with us to share those, we're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoy hearing about our Epic Day 2 over at Universal Epic Universe. If you want to learn more about us, the Magic Our Way podcast, follow us on any social media platform. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to ask your questions, share some opinions of your experience at Epic Universe, you can do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. It say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815-MOWEEKEND 669-4226. And of course, we have a couple people that do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things with comics. Eli, what you got, sir?
Yes. When you go out to ivorycomics.com, you can see all the work I have for show. That's Savages, The Molly Be Damned, and Project Geisha. All the work's 48 pages, fully colored. That's a good bang for your buck right there. And while you're out there on the site, you can check out views, and blogs and all that good stuff. And of course, a link to the Magic Our Way podcast. So you never miss a beat. You never miss an episode. You never miss how epic is. So I always appreciate the support when you visit ivorycomics.com. On social media, Facebook, I'm right there, Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you're a bot, I do not need to greet you unless you got some bot that's going to fix my credit score and give me some free tickets back out there for vacation.
I thought you were going to go back to Helios.
Yeah. Well, if there's a bot called Helios, actually let me go on there without no trouble. Might
Helios
have to talk
bot.
to it. All right. Also on Facebook, there is a Project Geisha fan page, so please look that up as well. Out there on Instagram, posting up the hearts and the likes, seeing what you guys and gals got. EIV504 is where you can find me there. And of course, on X, I can be found at Hancock 10166. So yes, if you appreciate the madness, just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to have an epic day over at Universal Epic Universe, you can book that vacation through Rachel. Rachel, how did they do this?
Yes, I would love to help you book an epic day, especially because I feel like I've really gotten a variety of people's experiences now. I had my own. I've talked to you guys. I've had a couple clients go and colleagues. So I would love to help people plan a great day at Epic Universe. Or honestly, like I would maybe recommend maybe 2, 1.5, 2, maybe 1 a half day and a visit to Helios. That sounds like a good plan to me.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
anyway, so please get in touch with me. The best way to reach me is email. My email is Rachel, RACHEL @magicourway.com. You can also call or text me, or leave a voicemail. I have a phone number and it is 978-432-WISH. That's WISH. And if you want to find me on social media, I'm there too. My name on social media is @OurFamilyMagic. That's the letter R in the words Family Magic, all smooshed together, one word. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The best part about booking with me is that it costs nothing extra for you and your travel group. It's exactly the same amount of money as you would have paid if you booked on your own, but you get my help, as much or as little of it as you like. And a portion of the value of your vacation comes back to support this podcast and this fan community, which is awesome. And we really appreciate it. I don't think I said this yet. I book Universal destinations, Disney destinations, including cruise line, Royal Caribbean, which is running a great promotion right now. Your 3rd and 4th sailors are free. Well, you still have to pay their port fees, but other than that, your taxes and port fees, they're free. And I also book Virgin Voyages, major hotel brands around the world. So please reach out. Thank you so much.
In addition, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast. And another option that only costs a minute or so of your time is to leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show, whether it is YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, etc. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So we say Kwaharini, my name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
All right. Nachos are on plates.
And yar. Bye.